They say that redwoods never grow alone. Their roots reach out beneath the earth to find one another, interlocking so tightly that no storm can pull them down. In Okinawa, this might be called a Moai, a tribe of friends who hold you up when the world feels a little too heavy. Today, we're going to talk about how to find your roots again. I recently received a comment that really stuck with me. A 63-year-old viewer shared that she's feeling lonely. It's because she's stuck in a difficult gap. She described her old friends as having grown older mentally. They aren't open to experiencing life or being active anymore. And on the other hand, the younger people she knows are buried in the busyness of careers and kids. She wrote, "I enjoy life, nature, but usually in a solitary way. And here's the difficult question. How do you find your tribe when you're ready to live vibrantly, but the world around you seems to be shrinking or moving too fast to notice you?" If you've ever felt like this, like your social circle is shrinking just as you finally have the time to enjoy it, you're not alone. Today, I want to talk about why it's so hard to make new friends as we get older. And also, I want to show you how I'm personally breaking out of my own protective bubble to find my new friends. We're going to look at two Okinawan concepts: Ikigai, or your reason for being, and Moai, your social support group. I'll also share some ideas you can use to find new friends, including a little invitation I tried recently that led to an awesome day and a wonderful new friendship. Research shows that social isolation among older adults is a major public health concern. The mortality risk is actually comparable to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. That's why this matters so much. It's not just about having fun, it's about our health. In my Okinawan heritage, we have a solution called a Moai. Traditionally, these are social support groups that start in childhood and last a lifetime. A Moai is a common purpose, a group that meets regularly for a shared activity. It's also a safety net. Members provide financial, health, and emotional support. If someone gets sick, the Moai steps in. And it's a longevity secret. Research from the Blue Zones shows that having this sense of belonging can add an average of 7 to 10 years to your life. Your Moai are the people you wake up for, but you also need a reason to get out of bed in the first place, and that's Ikigai. While many people think this means a career, in Okinawa, it simply means your reason for being or life's worth. It's the small daily joys like the smell of morning coffee or the feeling of sun on your face during a walk. Those little things that make life worth living. When you combine your Ikigai with your Moai, that's really where things get good. Recently, I went on a hike with a brand new friend, Roxy. We actually met through one of my videos. In that video, I put out a little invitation to you. I would give away my little... Are you good, Sven? So I would give away my little vintage coffee pot and have coffee with whoever responded first. I put myself out there and I took a chance. And I ended up meeting a really special friend named Roxy. So one day she texted me and asked if I would go on a hike with her, and I said yes. Now, I haven't hiked in years, and I was a little nervous. What if Roxy and I ran out of things to talk about? What if my knees started to ache from hiking? As we get older, we get set in our ways and used to our routine. We build this protective bubble around ourselves. It's comfortable and it's quiet, but it can also be a bit lonely. Breaking it meant admitting I was a beginner again, which is a little scary when you've spent 61 years being an expert at your own life. In order for me to have this really fun, vibrant day, I had to be vulnerable and let someone new in. Before we had our hike, Roxy texted me and said that she likes to paint on her hikes. And I was really surprised by this because I've always wanted to do watercoloring outdoors. And so I was super excited, and I quickly went out and I bought this little watercoloring kit for travel. I hadn't been on a true hike in about 10 years or so. Rediscovering an activity with a new friend was just so exhilarating. It was funny because I actually have a hiking stick, but I totally blanked on it. And luckily, Roxy had an extra one in her car and she loaned it to me. I was so happy for her to lead the way, and I could just be a beginner again.
Yeah. Yeah, I was definitely not like your average kid either. As I got better, and I learned English in like 3 months, they threw me out of the English as a second language class, and I lived across a like a nursing home.
Uh-huh.
So I was a latchkey kid, so I literally had nothing to do. And so on the days that I had a lot of homework, I go across the street to the reception area of the nursing home, and then all these little old people would come and help me with my homework.
Oh, that's
But at the same time, I would listen to their stories, which I enjoyed.
yeah.
And so, and then I would read to them my homework. Like I said, some of it had to do, I had to read stuff.
Wait,
So I would read it out loud to them.
did you know anybody there?
No.
You just
It
decided
was just there.
you're like, oh, this would be a good idea.
Yeah, there's a lot of grandmas there.
Oh, that's so cool. I've been meeting wonderful people through this channel, like Roxy and Judith from Tangerine Door, and Paul, who offered his research and technical skills to help me grow this community. But you don't need a YouTube channel to find your tribe. Here are some ideas on how to find new friends. Join a side-by-side group. If a coffee date feels like a forced interview, join a group where you work side by side, like community gardening or a walking club. When your hands are busy or your feet are moving, connection happens organically. So, for example, hiking with Roxy is a great one, or even drumming with my friends in my taiko group. The courage to be a beginner. Sign up for a class, pottery, cooking, or, even taiko drumming. You instantly have a shared goal with everyone there. Look for intergenerational friendships. Don't just look for peers. friends who are 20 years younger or older can offer mentorship. They break your stereotypes and you break theirs. Utilize digital handshakes. So what I mean by this is use online communities for adults over 50. This is a low pressure way of starting. This could be a Facebook group for local hikers, a meetup group for creative seniors, or even a community like Stitch, for example, which is a website designed specifically for our age group to find companionship and member-led activities rather than just dating. You can even find connections in the comment sections of your favorite YouTube videos. It's exactly how I met Roxy. Think of the internet as a digital front porch. It's a way to say hello before you decide to go for that first walk together. Mindset over age. To the viewer who felt her friends had grown older mentally, look for niche enthusiasm. Shared passions are the strongest bonds, regardless of the year you were born. Look for the hubs of those hobbies. You might find a knitting group at your favorite local yarn shop, or find a tribe of like-minded souls while volunteering at a food pantry, a local library, or an animal shelter. Whether it's hiking, radio-controlled airplanes, or community gardening, when you find people who are excited about the thing you love, you'll find that they usually haven't grown old mentally at all. They're just too busy living. You know, I really love the idea of niche enthusiasm because it shifts the focus from finding friends, which can feel really hard, to finding fun, which feels easy. When you chase the fun, the friends usually just happen to be there already. My grandmother, Grandma Taba, was a hotel maid, but her Ikigai was her Okinawan dance, her family, and her Moai. When she danced, surrounded by her lifelong friends, she was so incredibly happy. Family is a gift, but friends are chosen. If you feel alone, you aren't feeling at life, you might just need to pop that protective bubble and invite someone for a walk. If you want more on Ikigai, check out this playlist. And tell me in the comments, what's one small thing that made you smile recently? That's a piece of your Ikigai. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey as I navigate my 60s. I'm so glad we're doing this together. And I hope you find a little bit of wellness today and every day. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.